You're a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 94 of Fall As They May.
Where we talk about bitches.
Where Luke and David curse just before I switch over to the actual screen.
You're a curse.
Is Ghost good against Fairy? I guess I'll find out in a
We
second.
also talked about Pokemon for a while.
I didn't think so.
What was your first Pokemon team that you remember? Tell us in the comments of this YouTube video, because why not?
Talk
Why
about
not?
the time where you met up with steel Pokemon, you're like, oh, they are clearly dangerous, and then you fucking, touch them with water, and they're like, oh, it's just the new rock Pokemon.
Oh, I remember when I first started Pokemon. I thought the first gym leader was gonna be so challenging. I raised my monkey to become level 30, and he was level 10. Let's just say the fight didn't end well for him. My monkey killed him.
I remember my first oh fuck, I guess we're just doing this now. I remember my first Pokemon battle with Brock. I had Charmander, and I thought, I just went through this forest where my Charmander was basically one-shotting everything. I can fight. I didn't understand what type advantage was, and my Charmander got destroyed. And
That's why Squirtle's the best one.
And I was one of those
Bulbasaur's
kids
king!
I was also one of those kids
Jordan,
that didn't understand
it's
that
okay
you
to
need
have
to
bad
level up
opinions.
all your Pokemon. So I had my level 15 Charmander, level 2 Caterpie.
Why didn't you just have a level? Why didn't you just have a level 30 lizard?
You're right. I should have had
Like
a level
I had-
30 lizard.
Like I had a level 30 monkey before the first gym leader. Let's just say it became level fucking 80 before the Elite Four. I didn't use anything besides the monkey.
Go monkey.
Why did you only use Monkey?
I don't know. I was too far into the monkey investment.
It was too much.
The sunk cost fallacy claimed another soul.
The
Yeah.
monk cost fallacy.
The worst part was the Elite Four, like all of them were good against the monkey. so it was horrible.
Go
You face off
monkey,
against
oh
Pokemon
God.
that have transcended time, space, and the elements. What do you have? Monkey.
Monkey.
Yeah, it's like if you didn't know, I returned to monkey.
I
First
hate
gym
the
lead-
Ultra Beasts, dude.
Yeah.
I hate the Ultra Beasts.
First fucking Elite Four, bug. Huh, this is easy. Second one, ground. This is not as easy. Third one, fire. You gotta be kidding me. Fourth one, psychic. Ah, I'm fighting type.
All these topics and more at the future podcast, which we will never release or even create.
Whoa.
Oh my
Still
God.
created.
The intro is the
This
podcast.
fucking
you
bitch
idiot.
is stalling me.
Hell yeah, stall is fun. I love.
Stall sucks.
I stall.
Sous chef, you get laid recently, or
I'm doing well.
that's good. It's good, man.
Alright, we'll go ahead and rename this episode to Fall As They May Podcast Episode 1.
Woo! We're doing it.
Or not.
Damn it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We can start it in the off season.
Off season.
Yeah, dude, that's where you put all your crappy ideas, in the off season. Alright, so anyway, last we left off, Chris was just leaving, and
Chris!
he's out.
I can skip the recap. I know what happened.
Do you want to try the episode intro again, or are we just in it?
We're just in it. This is our life.
We are committed now.
This is our show. This is how it'll always be. Anyway, last we left off, my hair was a little messed up.
Oh, I can't believe it. Hope it's fixed now. I hope they released a patch for messy hair.
Yeah, I can't get it to go back.
The Epic
No.
Gamer reference, Jordan.
There's gotta be a new
That
bug
actually
that
does
comes
look
in.
bugging me. Just stay back. Thank you. Okay. There we go. So last we left off, the favored few had. Oh my god, my body. I tried to sit up and my entire back just seized.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, the favored few had concluded their conversations with Malice, managing to not only acquire quite a few new items, but managing to acquire a bit of information on Tremor as well. At which point they made their way back to their residence where they had informed the members of the Special Forces as to what they had been doing, kind of getting a bit of information on what they'd been doing in their absence, and starting to come up with an idea of the next steps to take. Concluding that it would be in the best interest to possibly begin seeking some sort of temporary alliance between the Emperor and the Empire and the Daywalkers. That night, as the party was early the next morning, as most of the party was still asleep, Daytona was awoken by a glow from her artifact. After it had ceased, she pieced together that she had seen this glow once before, while they were being visited by a shadowed being. She quickly awoke the rest of the party to inform them as to what had happened. Now, seeming that there is an even more pressing need to get this possibility of negotiations underway and begin making their move towards Tremor, they spent the early morning. Ezreal spent the early morning on the phone, making phone calls. She had her directory, making sure that everyone could hear, everyone who was available could make it.
I have a little Rolodex.
Mm-hmm. She's doing like the really fast thing. Have you seen that? The person, like the secretary with the Rolodex, who like just moves with obscene speed.
Oh yeah.
There's a grocery store near me that does that. Fucking like, what item is this?
But after contacting at least as many allies as she could remember to contact, 4 individuals, Larn Leonor, Talon, Penley Roscoe, and Headmaster Everon, through the use of a teleportation spell, made their way to the house where they currently are, and the party's now just waiting and biding their time for it to be not so early enough that an audience with the Emperor would be harder to manage. But that's where we left off. So, I'm assuming you guys are just kind of waiting out the morning at this point. Are you doing any preparations?
For the meeting, no. For other things, yes.
Alright, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go talk to my good buddy Israel.
Can't hear you, Luke.
Good wavy.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you're muted.
You're
Like
muted.
in.
Oh, there's a...
Well,
My mic just stopped
fuck
working.
Nugget.
What do you mean your mic just stopped working, Luke? Fix it. Fix it.
Yeah, forehead.
I mean, you're muted in Zoom.
No, here...
I don't know.
Luke, I'm okay at reading lips. I'm not great at it, and I can't understand what you're saying.
He just said, "I'm trying," followed by an annoyed look, which I don't need to translate that, and then, "My microphone is not working," in quotes.
Well,
Luke, what is it, Sushep over there with the, observant feet?
Birds of Prey was a good movie.
Speak, Luke.
Your microphone is not working. Please check your connection or use a different microphone.
Hang on, please
Hello?
hold for technical... There we go.
Then now it is working.
That's on
You
my
owe
razor.
$5,000 in back taxes.
Is my snowball working now?
Yes. we can hear
Something
you.
is.
That's weird. That's fucking weird.
You're fucking weird.
Fertile.
Anyway, alright, so you're gonna go talk to your good friend Ezreal. So, Ezreal, as you conclude sending off the final message, and Nathan is bringing hors d'oeuvres out for everyone, who will approach.
In Draconic, I will ask her, hey, you got a minute?
Yeah, I do.
She responds in Undercommon.
Why not? Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, I can understand it.
I'm joking.
That's funny. Did we spoon last night?
Are we away from everyone?
Go to
Chris.
That's why I'm speaking in Draconic.
I mean, there's people around that might know it. I'm just gonna kind of pull them away from everyone else.
So Goo, as you say this, Talon and Headmaster Everon will both kind of go. In a sense, both of them understood what you said. You also begin to remember the headmaster. You also begin to remember the headmaster literally has a pet dragon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna like look at him and go, and walk away with Ezreal.
Okay. All right, you guys make your way into the study, where you're fairly certain that you're away from prying ears.
We might have. Which is weird. I don't usually rest on my back or the side or laying down at all.
Yeah, I didn't even know we did until I kind of felt the imprints waking up. You maybe want to try that again sometime?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not good at this.
You think I am?
No,
you
not at
look at my
all.
experience and tell me that I'm good at this.
To be fair, I don't think you had the best shot, but that's just my opinion.
But yeah, I'd like to try again sometime.
I've been doing a lot of thinking about how I'm gonna handle everything once this is over. If make it out alive, and I see something, us.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do that, I don't want to like force you.
It sounds nice. I'll think about it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Just gonna look back, a little kiss on the cheek, and then rejoin everyone else.
Aww.
By the way, the only thing I could think about when you were saying, look at my experience and tell me I'm good at this, it was look her in the eyes and tell her she doesn't suck.
You're not the worst, I guess.
Okay, so you guys go ahead and rejoin the rest of your party. You see everyone currently enjoying the snacks put out by Nathan in his hasty preparations. Though being a family man, he has some experience in this particular way of unexpected guest hosting.
Hi, Dad. It's just me and my 6 friends that I decided to not tell you about until just now.
All right, I'll prepare some snacks and drinks. You're muted, Luke.
It also sounded really loud too, and I could see it being loud, but it wasn't there.
Exactly. I could feel the intensity, but you were muted.
Hello?
Yes, there
Luke,
we go.
Oh.
There
I
we
no
go.
longer want to be muted. I
So
want
what-
to
what
be
did
happy.
What did you say, Luke?
We
Turned
need
into
2
monkey.
boxes of pizza rolls right now. Break out the tendies.
So as you guys are kind of sitting, just kind of taking a moment, everyone's still kind of getting acclimated to the new company. There'll kind of be a moment of pause from everybody, and Talon will speak up and say, "Okay, so what's the plan? I mean, I know that we got more people coming, but is it just gonna be us?"
We're not sure. We're hoping to try and get the Daywalkers and the Empire to at least have a temporary truce until Tremor is defeated.
Lauren will say, "Well, I mean, it's not exactly like it's the most unreasonable request. We're not telling them to stop fighting altogether, just for the moment."
Right. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So please listen to reason.
And that's just because, well, there could be one issue that I could foresee. Let's say they do go into a truce, and how willing are they going to be to commit forces to a whole nother continent when they still have to deal with the Brotherhood nipping at their heels?
It's a good point.
Just because they'll be able to work together doesn't mean that they're going to be not leaving themselves vulnerable. That's really all he says, and the four of them kind of go into thinking, just kind of go into thought. At this point, you will hear just a quick knock at the door. Just quick.
I'll open the door.
Standing there, you will see in very plain wear. You'll see my brain hurty. Okay. In very plain wear, you will see. I need to get his name up. I believe it was Otik. These are the. Where is there? It was. It was.
Antique.
Rytoth and Vulcan.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're here already, huh?
They were. He did say that they were incredibly close. They never left the mountain range.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hello, please come on in.
Thank you.
Make yourself at home.
Pleasure. Sorry if we're a bit sooner than you expected. We were actually just at the edge of the mountains. We'd come down to get some supplies. He'll make his way in. Vulcan will kind of quietly give you a nod before coming in. As they all kind of meet with everybody else in the dining area. Thankfully, you guys have a rather large dining area, so it's not becoming too overwhelmed. At least not yet.
Not yet.
You got a couple more people coming.
Yeah.
The squad.
I'll go through and just give quick introductions to everybody. Vulcan is being very quiet in all this. Like, if asked his name, he'll respond with his name, but mostly he's kind of just keeping to himself.
Is that normal from what I've seen?
The first time you met him, he was fighting you. But afterwards, yeah, he was pretty quiet. Didn't really say much, even when he thanked you guys for keeping him and his clan from falling to such a terrible fate. He was very standoffish and very terse.
Got it.
Barbarians aren't much for conversation, typically.
Uh-huh.
But as you guys kind of take some time, is there anyone you guys want to talk to? Anything you guys want to speak about as you're kind of meandering and waiting for the morning to pass?
Well, I think the party should discuss the Great River Brotherhood. 'Cause I kind of forgot that they were a separate entity from, Tremor and his stuff. I was thinking, kill Tremor, Brotherhood's done. But I didn't think that far ahead, I guess.
You don't kill the Brotherhood. You just essentially cut the head off the serpent. Just have to deal with the body after.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. I think if we bring that up to Tremor, or bring that up to Empire, man, Taylor, that it'll fly?
It's, speaking as a player, it is an option, but I don't think it's, if I were to try to think about this tactically, it's not the most defensive. This is essentially what you're asking for is like all out, go here, and that means you leave towns open, it means you leave civilians open, it means you leave land open.
Right.
So if I were in that position, I would probably say, like, unless you know for absolutely certain that doing this stops everything, we'll do it. But if you don't know that, it's a no-go.
Okay. Okay.
And the thing is, we don't know where the Brotherhood is namely located. Like, we definitely know Nightshan is like their main hub, essentially, but we don't know where their other forces might be, where their other camps might be found.
All right. Who do I think would know most about, like, the territory?
About
Like Reaper.
Probably would be the one person you know that's been living there for the past 10 years.
Okay.
This would be your dad.
Okay.
If you're asking immediately around the table,
Yeah.
probably the headmaster, since he's the
Alright.
one that's kind of had to act as guard for the civilians.
Okay. I'll ask him if the territory's changed at all, where exactly everyone falls. Where is everyone's strongest?
I'll say, well, I didn't know much about the Empire until we came here, but obviously this seems to be their main hub. The Brotherhood has Strathmore and Black Hollow. And the Daywalkers, I'm not entirely certain. They're pretty mobile, so they try to, and I think that's intentional. They do a good job of fortifying all their territories. Or at least they try to.
Okay.
Specifically on that note of them fortifying defenses, there's definitely going to be a sour look that crosses Daytona's face. Namely for the area that the Daywalker said that they were going to protect, and,
Mm-hmm.
you know. think it'd be good that we take this one step at a time, Ezreal? I mean, me go up to the Emperor, let him know that we're accumulating our forces currently, tell him about what we're planning. At the very least, let him also be a part of these discussions, because more often than not, the discussions that we have with ourselves don't tend to be the cleanest.
Besides, you're right. He's probably, he's smarter than us, I bet, when it comes to military strategy.
Well, I mean, I can go now myself if you all want to stay here.
Is it a more decent hour?
If you guys are kind of just waiting it out, you guys woke up pretty early. It's probably around 7-ish at this point.
Maybe in a few bells.
Worry we don't have many bells left.
Well, what's a couple in the grand scheme of things?
If what we were told is right, a couple of bells means either the end of the world as we know it, the lack of our existence as we know it, or if Tremor gets his way, world still lives, but somehow he's controls some sort of aspect. I still don't quite understand what he has in mind for that.
Well, you can go now, but if you wake him up, it's not going to be my fault if he's angry.
Like I haven't pissed off men before.
Are you gonna go, Daytona?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Isn't he an elf though?
Yeah.
Only he does what you do for probably awake.
So Daytona will head to the backyard area and mount up on a hornet and fly off. It takes you a minute, but luckily with hornet you can kind of avoid the streets.
Yeah.
Definitely cut your time down as you begin approaching the palace. You can see that there are a number of guard that are kind of positioned on the outside and along the walls, or along the outer walls for protection. And as you're approaching, you are kind of seeing them talk to each other, and then you watch as they begin aiming crossbows up at you.
I think we need to take this to the ground, Hornet. They might not like us up in the air.
Okay. So you land and begin approaching on foot. The crossbows are still trained as you approach, and one of the guards will kind of put a hand up for you to stop moving and say, "Hello, what is your business?"
Well, Daytona Swan, how do you do? I'm a member of the Favored Few. I figured I'd come by and say that we're back from an escapade, and there needs to be a discussion with the Emperor about what needs to be happening over the next... I don't know how many hours, but it's essentially we're on time crunch here, so...
Make a persuasion roll.
Please don't roll shit. I know it's plus 17, but I'm fully aware. Okay, 15 plus 17, I need to worry about it. 32.
I will put word in. However, the palace is currently on lockdown following the recent attacks. But if the Emperor sees so fit, he will send a summons for you if you require a meeting. And he will, you see he will kind of knock on the gate behind him. You'll see what doesn't look like a guard, but looks like a squire that comes up, and he'll kind of talk to him for a moment, and he'll nod and make his way towards the palace. If You will receive response within typically the next couple of hours. Please stay at your residence and await word, please.
And would you like me to do that while I'm standing here, or should it be more appropriate for me to go back to the manor of the favorite view?
Now that we know who you are, you are free to fly back to your residence.
Well, hopefully he doesn't take too long.
He's awake
Good.
already. He's been up for a while, but again, it's a safety precaution more than anything.
Understandable. See you then. I'll hop back up on
The
Hornet.
guards at this point have put their crossbows down. It's a very knowing who you are and what group you're with. Like it's a very casual environment now, but it's just kind of we're still doing our job. You can't be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, it takes Dayton because of the flying. Thankfully, it's going to take Dayton about 40-ish minutes to and back. As opposed to the walking, which would have taken you guys about an hour and a half from where you are. Over that time, is there anything anyone wants to do?
We had breakfast yet?
Yes, you've had breakfast. You've had breakfast. You guys woke up at 5 in the morning because of the incident.
Hell yeah.
At some point, if we can ever get Bosco and also Hornet in the same room, I think that's probably when I would officially end the long rest for maximal. Here's your temp HP purposes for everybody.
Okay. All right. I'll say you guys can accomplish that. So everyone, you get temp HP from Nathan.
Much.
Randy.
10 or how much was that?
How much was it, Nathan?
Right now it's 11.
11.
What are we getting temp HP from again? I forget.
He's a celestial warlock and gives you temp HP when you finish long rest.
Why do I lose access to my tokens every week?
I don't know, man. You can't move this?
Does it like me?
You should be able to use it. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Ooh, Pandu, no.
Okay. So Dayton, you re-arrive at Rosewood Manor. As you kind of re-accommodate Hornet back into the backyard and make your way back inside. All of you will hear footsteps coming in and see Daytona.
Good news.
At the very least, I was able to tell him that we're here and we do need to talk. But of course, it's become a waiting game again. But better a waiting game now than a waiting game later.
Let me see. Here's Xander kind of pipe up and say, if we're gonna be waiting anyway, we should probably at least try to discuss a plan in case things go south with the Emperor.
Right.
I guess the biggest issue I'm seeing right now is if we're not able to. The biggest issue I see right now is all of us being able to get there safely. And then Penny will say, we can teleport, but that's been a bit finicky lately.
Finicky.
Talon's like, yeah, I mean, it's been a little unreliable lately. Teleportation circles still do their job, but trying to get to locations is a bit trickier. As a matter of fact, us appearing at your door was very surprising to all of us. We expected that we needed to walk.
Yes, and having a group split up could prove disastrous.
I knew here about it. Yes, especially without a way to communicate. There's sending, but it only does so much. And if we're going to be alone, there's issues that can arise if we're wasting resources. having to try to regroup.
If communication's an issue, we can try to get some sending stones.
The headmaster say, alternatively, there is, believe you have the spell as well, Astrid.
Telepathic bond?
Yes. It's possible what we could do is link it to each individual group that's going and have one member of each group linked to a different group, so that way, if it comes down to it, we can at least all communicate. Though that can get a bit confusing and a bit tedious, considering we can't link all of us, and if there's more coming, then that could be an even greater issue.
How many can we link at once?
Like
It's
10.
Is it 10 or 10?
I think it's 10.
Check
Love
out
it.
Barry's telepathic bond real quick. Rare's telepathic bond, up to 8.
Okay.
It's you and up to 8 willing creatures.
If we connect people, we probably connect to the teleporter themselves. The user would teleport and someone else, just in case something happens to them. So we have two links per group.
You'll hear Jerry speak up in this one. Says, yeah, I mean that's not a terrible idea. It definitely makes up for the lack of communication. But again, the issue stems from we have a lot of other people coming. So if we're gonna do this, we're gonna need something more reliable than potential miscommunication, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, don't want this to turn into a game of telephone.
What's a telephone?
Oh wait, I mean sending. My bad.
A game of sending stones.
Yeah. Haven't you ever played Sending Stones before? The kid?
Dwarvish Whispers.
I don't know if you know this, but poor people exist.
Yeah, and you know what? I was poor too.
Poor enough to not play Sending Stones.
It's a I apologize. So yes, it's a childhood game of you whisper a phrase into someone's ear, and then they say it to the next person, and then it keeps going like that. And the goal of it is you have to try to keep the phrase as the original when it comes all the way back around.
Oh, rumor mill. Yeah.
I thought the fun of it was seeing how the phrase changed along the course of the term.
Well,
Rumor mill.
Yes, it's fun, and it's actually an exercise that's used by Rome sometimes when we need to get messages across long distances. It's better if you're going to be a messenger that you retain the original message, so people who train to be messengers do that as an exercise to make sure that they can actually use it. What are you laughing about?
I just think it's really funny. I'm just imagining a big military power just playing giant games of telephone, and it's great.
Well, I mean, think about if you're going to be a messenger that has to communicate everything word of mouth, you have to not only retain the message but be able to repeat it back perfectly. So that's actually a really good way to learn, especially if it's going through multiple channels. Well, Talon will kind of look over. Let's see. I mean, I think we're missing a pretty big key here beyond just moving everybody and getting to Tremor and taking Tremor out. Is Tremor even needed for this thing to wake up?
Well, that's what I was curious about as well. There's supposed to be a thing that we're supposed to do. the artifacts, right? Like we're all supposed to come together, kumbaya, and
The summoning.
yeah. So like, if we do that before we obviously fuck up Tremor, can we like eliminate the immediate problem first, and then proceed to stomp in Tremor's head like a watermelon?
Oh, Sushep can't hear you.
Yeah. Can it only be done after whatever Tremor's doing has stopped? Or can it be done at the same time to delay what Tremor's doing? Do we know that?
Based on your conversations with the four, you don't know because
They were really vague about
really
it.
vague about it.
As helpful as can be.
Though based
Hey,
on
here's this thing to save the world. Let me tell you about it very vaguely.
Based on what you do know, you know that the ritual takes time, and you also know that it has to be done in close proximity to wherever Tremor is releasing the fifth from. So you could not per se do it right now.
We try that if you guys would distract them while we
Distract him
summon.
like a cat at a webcam.
Remember what happened last time we tried to distract him?
It'll
And
take a long time.
That's the issue, and Headmaster, that's the issue, is the distracting part. If we're not able to stop Tremor, and I'm sure he has many at his side, then attempting a ritual before he's been dealt with could be extremely detrimental. And if we only get one shot, then that being interrupted could mean that it's all over.
Might as well try to take out as many variables as possible before attempting this.
Well, and Tom will say, well, that does answer one question I had, but it wasn't the question I posed. What I was saying was, I'm still not entirely understanding of how these artifacts work. It's pretty straightforward, but it's very just how they work in general. And from what you guys had told me about these like chains or something, if they're breaking, doesn't that mean that it can escape more easily? Is Tremor even a factor anymore?
We don't know if he's doing something to break them or if they're just breaking on their own. Do we?
I'm going to be very careful about this because Daytona at one point was not part of one of the four's conversations. But I am going to ask, as a player, would Daytona know that there was discussion about the artifact's powers waning over time and those powers being connected to the chains?
I'd say it probably would have been mentioned, yeah. It probably would have been a key thing that the party would have said to you.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're just being assholes and they're like, well, nope, you don't get to know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
well, over and over.
Needs to communicate.
Well, over and over, they've been saying that, well, not they, as in the party, but they, the four, not God, bigger than God, whatever you want to call them. They're saying that these artifacts are not as good as they are now. If anything, they are weaker.
The primal originators or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, even though like what I got here, this is cool. Supposedly there were cooler. They're fucking better. All right, that's where I was looking for. And if they were better, then there was a time where the chains were stronger. But if they're not as good as they once were, they were already weak. So it's a good chance that the fifth could have been breaking it by himself already, but it doesn't hurt to get a little help off the side. I guess that's what I'm kind of going for.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I guess, yeah, I guess maybe Tremor's not as important to all this. He's still a threat, but maybe he just doesn't have as much. Maybe he just doesn't have as big of a role as I thought.
Well, still, it requires some sort of ritual involving this. That's why we have a counter ritual thing that is in the works. So he's doing something, but it's not. Like my knowledge on magic is absolute shit. All right, I'll admit that I am not a bright child.
We know.
But like, clearly, fucker's doing something, and he's doing something that's helping somewhere along the lines here.
He might not be essential to the process of releasing him, but he certainly isn't helping matters.
Was it Viper will speak up and say, well, if all else fails, we just still have your failsafe.
That's true.
Brighter future for all.
It's a hard thing to. We've already discussed this at length, and I'm 100% behind. We attempt to take out Tremor and remove the fifth before we jump into it. But it's an option, at least for us, that we've weighed, and we are prepared for it in such a case. I believe you told the headmaster and Talon all of them about the scroll as well.
I think so.
Talon will say, I mean, for what it's worth, so am I. I mean, if it means stopping all this and getting a second chance, I think it's worth it.
Yeah. I just hope it works out.
I'd hope it does. I've done a lot of work in this life, and I'd hate for it to go to waste. I hate to see the works of so many go to waste. About an hour and a half later of you guys just kind of talking and discussing, there will be just a quick little rap at the door.
I open the door.
And you'll see standing there, fully armored, one of the guards from the palace. And he will present you with a missive.
Alright.
He'll give you a bow before walking away.
Well, we've been summoned.
Great. Now, talk me through. What are the key points? I need to remember these in order to go ahead and at least seem like I'm competent.
Tremor bad.
Obviously.
Okay.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yes?
How about we make this a little bit easier? How about I telepathic bond you? So you talk good words, we'll feed you information.
Oh, I didn't take that into consideration. That's awesome.
That's a very good idea, but we can also be there with her, right?
I
Well,
mean,
yeah, you
of
can
course
be
we're
there.
gonna be there, but in case that Dayton doesn't know what to say next, we just feed him information.
It's not a matter of me not saying the right words. It's a matter of one of you speaking up before I actually get into the big punchline, and suddenly things go wrong.
I was just imagining a scenario where it's like, all right, Dayton, repeat everything we say. You understand? Yes. And then you get to the palace. Dayton, can you hear me? Dayton, can you hear me?
Mr. Tentacles.
No, Dayton, stop repeating everything we say. No, Dayton, stop repeating everything we say.
I'm lucky Mr. Tentacles rubbed his talent on my heart.
Yeah, I think it only lasts an hour or
It only lasts an
so.
hour, so you guys will have to cast it as you're getting closer to the palace.
Mhm.
We just changed the Emperor's last name to Tortellini.
No.
Really want to do that.
No. Taylor Tortellini.
Maybe one day Emperor Tortellini's tentacles will rub themselves on me.
Alright. The headmaster look and say, we can remain here for the time and just keep working on our plans. And of course, if anyone else shows up, we'll let them in.
Thank you.
I'll give them a little list of the people we're expecting.
Okay, sounds good.
And then to the palace.
Are we expecting the most powerful character of them all? Nakex's dad?
No.
He's just a commoner, isn't he?
Wait, do we
What
all...
if he just shows up and he's a fucking 20th level sorcerer?
He's a level 1
He's like,
sorcerer.
I got bored.
He comes back with like muscles on muscles. He's like the buffest character on our team.
He's a level...
Did we text Flanar?
No.
You,
Oh, yeah, you did.
I was gonna say you did to
Wait.
say like we are in town.
How are you?
Like, how are you? Would you like to be interested? And he's like, cool.
Did you
Glad that he's
text...
here in town. I'm busy. Fuck
you-
off.
Did you text Andres who gave us the stone?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it.
Yes,
yeah.
you messaged Andres. And then, you didn't message Mafi.
Well, yeah, he's in town.
'Cause you
Is
didn't go
is
talk
the
to him.
is the magic shop on the way to the palace
It
at
is
all?
not. However, you could send
Okay.
someone to go fetch Mafi.
Maybe some of the flying horse.
Sure, yeah.
Sure. I also run pretty fast, so.
Well, I mean, I assume you five.
Yes, but are you 90 fly speed fast?
I am not. Yeah.
Else so you guys can go to the palace.
Yes.
You've already been summoned.
Yeah, we'll tell who looks the fastest.
That would be Nadia. That'd be Nadia.
Well,
she's
tell
the
Nadia.
monk.
We'll tell Nadia that we're looking for Mafi, bringing Mafi here.
Oh, I don't believe I've met this person. Where is he located?
Why don't we just
I'll go get him.
do it? He has the fucking shoes.
I can draw a map of like the route.
I have the shoes.
You do have the shoes.
I
That
have
also
good
works.
shoes.
Okay, but I mean, if you want to take if you want Goo to take a detour while the rest of you go to the palace.
Like I was like, I already had plans.
I mean,
on...
I could just go tell Mafi to come here.
Right, but you're essentially.
I tell Mafi to come to our house, and then I go to the palace.
We can wait until after we're done talking to the Emperor. That's an option.
Oh, it's not Luke. Stop lying to me.
Lying to him, Luke.
I already had plans on getting on Hornet and just getting to the gates first. Just waiting for everyone.
Right, but the shops are basically opposite direction the palace.
I know, that's why I'm trying to coordinate about who's going where.
Again, you guys can wait. You do not have to go to him immediately. Waiting is an option.
What is waiting?
Waiting seems reasonable.
Why is it?
I remember when
What
they
did you do,
first
Luke?
invaded
Buffy
waiting.
and not the Emperor.
I remember when they first invented waiting.
I hated it.
I always hated it.
Let's visit homeboy Elf.
Okay. So, all of you go ahead and make your way to the palace, leaving behind your companions to speak and continue plans. As you arrive, you are all quickly recognized and led inside. You are escorted away from the throne room and actually brought into the meeting chambers that you had been in before. And sat around are familiar figureheads that you have met at least you've met once before. Some of them a couple of more times. You will see Duro. You will see the High Commander Oma, currently kind of arms crossed, impatiently kind of tapping at his shell, waiting for the meeting to start. You will see the head Arcanist Talith. That's currently just kind of sat there, and as you enter, there's a smile, as you guys have done quite a bit to help her with giving her an erupt to experiment on, and she's still quite grateful about that. You will see the Merchant Overseer. I'm forgetting his name is being covered up by the thing for some reason. Hang on. I have to remember because I have everyone. It's Myson. He's currently just kind of smiling, as usual, cherry smile, and gives you a very warm wave as you all come in. You will see Darrow Selden, the lead tactician, currently sat adjacent to Oma, and they all just kind of. You do not see the Empress nor the Prince or Princess in here. And as you all enter, the Emperor will stand, followed by the rest of the council. And say, "Hello, favorite few. It has been a while. It's good to see you all in good health." And
Same goes for you, Emperor.
I was told you had wanted to speak, and I sent as soon as I could. Please. And he will motion to the table as everybody sits back down. So, I would like to know the nature of this meeting.
By the way, did someone use glibness yet?
Oh no, hold on a minute. I'm just gonna very quickly put a spritz of what was it? Honey? What's the ingredient list for glibness?
For glibness?
Okay,
Yeah.
no, it's just vocal. Okay, so it's just like
Glib.
you got this, you got this, you got this, you got
I
this.
assume you would have done this before you came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume you would have done
Yeah.
this before you came in. Alright, so you have glibness on you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Where did we last leave off between this awkward relationship? I believe we last left off with the Empire kind of being under assault. We apologize for not kind of sticking around. I know Valak was still here though, although we don't know where the fuck he went. But hopefully he did something. Maybe.
Yes, he was very helpful. Yes, he did assist our armies and did quite a number on their forces to
Right.
assist ours.
Right. But essentially we had a laundry list of other places that were on fire. Her hometown, as I point to Ophelia, his mom, as I point over to Goo, and Swindon. Swindon is
We're aware of
nearly to the yeah.
We're aware of your history, Daytona.
Yeah. But the point is, we've quelled those fires, but it's time to put out the last one. We had gotten notice that time is running short on making good on ending Tremor's influence over everything. And we've sent word to as many allies as we possibly can that we've known, spoken to, doing all that. But even then, I don't believe that it's enough. That is why, as the speaking member of the favored few, I just wanted to ask, how are the speaking relations with, and of course me as a player being fucking stupid, immediately forgetting the name.
Daywalkers.
And how is the speaking relations to the Daywalkers and telling them, how about stopping for a moment so that
Oma will let out a very long, exasperated sigh.
I was worried about that.
The Daywalkers show no intention of attempting any sort of peaceful negotiations without seeking to dismantle our entire government. And it has come to the point now that we do not see a point in continuing conversations.
Oh, fuck, that ruins one of the plans that was being discussed, isn't it?
Momentary ceasefire.
Well, there's not really going to be a momentary ceasefire if they're not wanting to talk with one another.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have to stop the fighting forever, but just mention that maybe a momentary ceasefire would be a better option.
It seems like from what they're discussing, it's the Daywalkers that have had enough of the Empire, and they're the ones that are not answering back. They call, they're not answering.
If you'd like me to clarify, you don't have to be discussing amongst yourselves.
We're doing telepathic bond.
Yeah, you see it.
Yeah, that's right. Telepathic bond.
Yeah, you see the eyes just like, like what are they doing?
You'll raise your hand, and Taylor will acknowledge you.
If there was a way for us to get them to be interested in a temporary truce, would you be in line for that?
You see, the lead tactician will speak up and say, "We have no qualms with a temporary ceasefire, especially given the circumstances. We would need certainty that they would honor such a ceasefire, however."
They are the types to honor a contract. So if you were able to make a contract with them, everything signed, looked over everything, it should hopefully be fine.
And the Emperor will speak up and say, "Well, if you can get them to agree and get them to sign such a contract, then I would gladly welcome a momentary ceasefire, because as it stands, if the war continues the way it's going, we would not be able to accommodate for the use of our troops, lest we leave ourselves open to attack. But if we can at least come to some sort of agreement, it makes it much easier for us to commit troops to another front."
Well, at least that answers the worst case scenario question then. Where if we don't do this, we don't have the backing. But it's good still. It's good knowledge.
David, turn
I
off
mean,
your
I don't
stepping
think
stone.
that's the worst case scenario, but
I'm sorry. I'm
Rather
getting
than-
some messages from about my what was it? Flying broom warranty. I'm sorry.
And you said you had contacted allies. How many people should we be expecting to attempt to enter the Empire?
Okay, wait, hold on. How many people are in the house right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't know how many each place is coming from.
Ezreal, you kept count of this, right?
How many?
Well,
Okay, this is cheating, I know, but Nathan has been just going around and serving people food and memorizing names and faces, and he has keen mind. So, the player does not know, but Nathan will supply the answer.
Okay. I'm trying to think now. So it's 6, 7 with Ezekiel 7, Anders 8. You don't know how many are coming from Rose Lake. And then the Drow household said that they would wait for your word for attack. So at present, a solid number you have is 8 because you don't know. Number one, you don't know if people are coming from Rose Lake, and if they are coming, how many are coming. So you know for sure 8.
We're between 8 and 200.
Emperor say, well, if that is the case, just know that they are welcomed, especially if they are allies to you. I would like to get a better understanding of where we stand, or at least where you stand. How certain are you in your abilities to stop all of this?
We have the means, we have the plan. It's a matter of getting to that point and hoping that none of us perish when we get there. What I worry about is the possibility of us going toward where Tremor is making his final preparations to bring about the end of existence, and in front of him stands the Brotherhood, stands the other army, whatever allies that he's managed to accumulate alongside with him. It's not an impossible feat to get there, but it would really help in getting us to that spear point to where he's located so that we can finish the job.
Taylor will speak up and say, well, in transportation, in means of transportation, we have both arcane and physical means of being able to accommodate you if the Daywalkers are intent on continuing their stubbornness. I certainly hope that's not the case. I think all of us need to understand the greater situation at hand. But their High Overlord is a very stubborn man. And he's very much the reason that prior negotiations have fallen apart. And you will hear Oma kind of just grumble under his breath. Stupid fucking bastard is what he is. And Taylor will kind of side-eye Oma and look back. He's very egotistical. He tends to think his way is the best way, and is very she's trying to find a word that won't be too insulting to say in the middle of a council meeting, but she's very much struggling to not just repeat what Oma said. um, we'll just keep it at stubborn. I think an understatement, but we'll just keep it at that.
He's a fucking cunt.
He is intransigent. Intransigent?
Transient?
No, there's a word that I've mostly seen in writing rather than heard aloud, which is unfortunate.
He is in transit inside the plane.
Well, the Emperor said, well, look, what I can do is at least put the motion forward, and I don't think a vote is needed here. I think we're all in agreement for at least one more attempt at a ceasefire, even momentary, and everyone kind of nod in agreement. What I can do is I can draft at least the beginnings of a document for this ceasefire, give it to you, and name you temporary negotiators on behalf of the Empire. From there, you can make your way into their territory, speak to their council, if they even have one. From what I have seen, the High Overlord has final say. And then hopefully come to some sort of mutual ground. And of course, I will be in contact with you to assist in at least coming to agreeable terms. Head Arcanist, you can, and she'll smile and say, yes, more than doable. I'm still working on it, but I can supply you with a sending stone, a bit better augmented, so you can use it multiple times a day as opposed to just once, so you're not having to use your resources. And which one the Emperor will not say. And is there anything else that we should know about?
Is there anything else, guys?
The only other thing I can really say is that there's not a lot of time left. The sooner that we can get this done, the better. We'll try our best on our end, but probably as selfish as this sounds, if need be, please consider just driving as many forces as possible toward Tremor.
I'll do what I can, but you must understand that the safety of my people is a concern that I have to keep at the forefront of my mind. And even though Tremor is a threat to all of them, leaving ourselves completely defenseless is not an option that I can weigh.
I know. I understand, but this isn't a matter of life or death. It's a matter of existence or nothing. Thank you for your consideration.
I'll stand up from the table and just kind of give you all a courteous bow before making your way out. As you're kind of exiting the Emperor said, I will have the contract drafted by day's end. We just have some things we need to discuss and ensure that the wording is at least passable enough to hopefully just get them to sign it immediately.
Of course.
As you guys leave, two of the guards posted in the room will shut the doors behind you. And you will all be escorted.
Well, that could have gotten a lot worse, but it definitely should have went a lot better.
I mean, at least there's a chance.
Well, like, we've never even met the guy. At best, the only thing I've heard is, like, passing mentions in town while they were still protecting us. And even then, nothing really reached to the point of, like, oh yeah, head of the Daywalkers fucking is cool dude. Like, I barely even hear his name from time to time. It's just like a rare occurrence.
From what we can gather, both sides thinks the rulers are asses.
Well, I mean, that's just to be expected. No one likes their leader.
No, I mean like Daywalker leader thinks our leader's ass. And our side thinks their leader's ass.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, yeah.
Nathan, who lives in Rose Lake under the Archdruid, is just giving you like a raised eyebrow, like, man, you just live in shitty places. But he doesn't say it.
Man, you guys just really live in some shit conditions, don't you?
Yeah. Healthcare is very hard to come by.
Oh. Hang on, I'm trying to fix our thing.
Costs 100 gold per month.
Costs 100 gold per month.
Oh, imagine.
Uh,
Mandatory too.
Yeah. So from here, you guys can do what you want. You can go to the shops. You can go back to your manor. Whatever you want to do.
Let's go talk to Murphy.
Let's all go to the Mafia. Let's all go to the Mafia.
Alright, so you guys head to Mafi's shop, a very familiar establishment, warm and welcoming to all of you. As you enter, you will find Mafi currently kind of just going over the inventory that he has. Seems like he's doing his daily checks just to make sure everything is still here. Look over. Give a smile and a nod to all of you. Hello. Hello, friends. And you can see he's still a little tired. He's still waking up today. Apologies you caught me at a rather calm moment in the day. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm just going to pitch this to you, and let me see if it's going to be interesting to you. Obviously, Out of the World is no good. It's terrible. It's no one wants it. And we are very exceptionally curious if perhaps in some way, shape, or form you would help in making sure that doesn't happen. You physically, not you.
Make a persuasion roll.
You that when
I was
you
gonna say,
that you
do I
that
still have my do I still have my bonus on glibness
how
or
long
no?
does glibness last?
I believe it's an hour.
You do not.
Fuck. Not even on Hornet could I beat it. Shit. Still, it's plus 17. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. Don't roll shit. Don't roll shit. I rolled 2 for a 19.
19. I'm very much honored that you would come to me for such a thing. I believe I told you I'm not really a fighter.
Well, like, you're not a fighter, but you have talent and skill. You did the thing with the maze and have brains and...
Well, yes, I am a practitioner of magic, but I'm not... it's for my own studies. It's for the
In a very...
craft.
Mafi, in a very real sense... Oh god, wrong voice, sorry. In a very real sense, we are not going to be slamming great axes into a magic spell here. We're going to be picking at it thread by thread, if needed, and who's better at looking at something and seeing all the details and knowing just where things go and being meticulous than you?
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll, Nathan.
I'm so mad I rolled a 2. I'm so fucking mad.
The odds are very good that it's going to still be higher than whatever I roll. I have a plus 10, and I rolled exactly a 10. So, 20.
A 20? Okay. Does anyone want to help him?
Yes.
What do you say?
Besides, we're not exactly asking you to be forefront on the battlefield. Maybe just help us come up with some ideas.
Okay, go ahead and roll an advantage. Nathan.
Okay. The second roll. That was in fact a 9.
Oh
I just rolled the same dice again, so yeah.
Damn. Listen, I understand how this might sound, but
Would you do it, Muffy?
I'm a scholar.
Muffy?
I am a friend.
I'm gonna point the rapier at my throat. You better not say what you're gonna say, Muffy. Muffy, don't you do it.
He'll take his finger and push the blade aside, and I'm a shop owner.
It's gonna be at my throat. You're pointing at my throat, Muffy.
I am a practitioner of magic. I am not an adventurer. I am not a fighter, and I am not a
Wildflower specialist,
yes.
a professional curator and collector of wildflowers. I know it's over. I'm just yeah.
I'm sorry. But
How about something a little bit more hands off that you don't? Is it possible you can provide some buffing spells and one round of teleport for us, and then you'll be off?
Make a persuasion roll.
It's not happening.
Can I ask a question? What's your portent for the day?
I don't even know. Give me a second. Not good.
What'd you roll?
4, 5, 12.
Did you want to retroactively give Dayton your 12?
Sure.
I just realized, David could be, really helping Dayton on this.
I didn't think he would roll 2.
I'm me. How could I not roll low?
Oh, you were rolling pretty decent recently, I think.
I only for the one time. You should know, for the one time is a rare occurrence.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, you could. Well, I guess you can retroactively give it to Dayton. You could give it to Nathan when Dayton failed to convince him.
I mean, will 22 work? Plus 4. Plus D4.
Plus a D4. Can roll a D4.
Plus a D4. Plus a D4.
That is a 4.
26?
So in entirety, 26. All right.
Well, 25 was the DC.
Whoa, shit.
He's listing why he can't do it, and I'm like, wildflower expert. In times like these, you have to do everything you can to meet the moment.
Dayton still has the rapier at the throat, but even though it's
Is that
slightly
helping?
off the side, just off the, yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's going in.
I'm gonna do it. I swear to God, I'm gonna do it. Fine.
Muffy. Wait. No. Did he say? Did he say fine? Did he say fine?
I can try my.
Okay. Put the rapier down.
This goes against everything I swore in life. But I'll see what I can do. If you require my assistance in this fight, I'll be as useful as I can be. Oh dear.
That's all anyone could ask.
Dude, we have the best dynamic duo of all time. We have Lauren Leonard and Mafi teamed up. strongest fighting force known to mankind.
I actually
can't
no. Now that you
wait.
say that, I am genuinely worried what's gonna happen when these two polars actually touch one another.
Literal polar opposites.
What
Normally,
the?
normally they just
So,
put a
what if
cross
this is
line on the battlefield.
what if this is Mafi's awakening and he like really enjoys combat? He doesn't know.
I mean,
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, isn't Mafi a player character of yours?
Muffy was based on a player character of mine. Yes. He's I'll tell you, he's an illusionist wizard. So he's
Oh.
not.
Fun.
He's not the most combat. He's not the most
How-
combat-oriented character.
Well, no, but you have to fight in games that you play.
No, this will be fun. This will be interesting. But back to the task at hand. He'll say, okay, "I will It's been never that I've used these spells in combat. Oh dear. I'm going to have to. This is the first time you actually see Mafi like frazzled and like genuinely like nervous. He always carries himself with such an air of confidence. I'll have to go for my tomes and see what. Oh dear.
Well, when you're ready, we will. You already know where our house is. You can stop by, and we can discuss further about things. And we appreciate you and love you.
We guilt tripped you.
We did not. No, we did. We did not. We did not do that. No, don't listen. Don't listen to her. Don't you do it.
I will see you later today after the shop closes. I
Well-
have to make a sign.
We'll be sure to have something ready.
Thank you.
Gone world saving.
I'll have to find some more appropriate wear. He'll look down at his outfit.
Hey, Mafi. Can I do one thing possibly before we skedaddle on out of here?
Of course.
Are you the only one that can do that thing with the chest?
If other people have that, it's the chest is essentially a modified. Bag of holding. It's much wider, and it's. I mean, if you need it to be created, I could do it. It would take time.
Oh no, I just kind of wanted to, do what you do in there. I might die. I kind of wanted to try it out.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh yeah, flat 11. I think I might have a bonus. Flat 11.
It's not that. It's not a. He knows you and he likes you guys. And he's always interested in seeing something interesting. So say, go ahead. I will allow it. Just be careful.
Hey, Goo, you
But
need
there's
someone to
sharp
hold
things
your
in there?
feet.
Maybe.
He'll
Alright.
actually he'll go to the back and he'll cast telekinesis, and he'll actually bring the chest out from the back into a bigger area, because the area that he's working with, it's a good area for a gnome, but for a human you don't really have a lot of, or for a half elf you don't really have a lot of area to jump from. And he'll bring the chest over and
I was
open
just
it.
gonna crawl in like a gremlin.
And he'll open the chest. You can
If
see the
Goo,
void in front of you.
If Goo sticks his head in there, Daytona is going to grab him by the feet.
Are you trying to
And-
do the same? Are you trying to do this in the same fashion Mafi does it, or are you just crawling in?
I probably get to the point where like my knees are touching the chest. I have Daytona like support me if she wants.
Oh yeah, no, like I am gonna get grab him by the feet. But once the key point, once Goo's head is inside the chest, I'm gonna start unraveling one of his shoes.
Okay.
I want the shoes.
So So Goo, as you kind of brace your knees against the chest, you just you just dive in, or are you slowly lowering yourself in?
Lowering myself in. Actually, I have a better idea. I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna like hook onto the edge of the chest with the gap behind my knee,
Mm-hmm.
or behind both of my knees, so I'm like clinging to it
Mm-hmm.
that way, and I'm gonna lean it backwards.
You're gonna cough and drop into it.
So you go ahead and you kind of do it, and as you lean back into it, you have to hold your breath.
Yeah.
You find yourself in one of the coldest, emptiest voids you have ever found yourself in. It is black all around you.
And there's just shit everywhere.
And there's just random objects that float around.
It's only mildly familiar because we have been in the Astral Sea once before.
Make a stealth check, Daytona, if you're trying to untie his shoes.
Damn it! I can't have any fun. I rolled another goddamn 2.
So, Goo,
7.
As you're looking around in this void, like, whoa, you're feeling something going on with your feet.
Can I put one hand back up through the chest to get a little bit of leverage, and then kick Daytona?
Yeah, it takes you a moment kind of trying to fill out the space, but you all watch because he's not fully encased in it. Goo's hand come out of the chest, you grab the side, and then Daytona, whack! Are you gonna pull yourself back out, Goo?
Yeah.
Alright, come back out. Good. How was your time in my storage area?
That is the exact opposite of everything else that you own.
It certainly is.
Why?
I can't enchant. It's a bag of holding. It's a nebulous void.
You don't wear a jacket while you're in there?
Well, I'm only in
Crazy.
there for a couple moments. It's not like I have to. It's not like I have to go venturing into it. And he'll close the chest, telekinesis it back into place, and he'll say, "I'll dress a bit more appropriately, and I suppose we'll
Playing around.
I suppose I'll see you at day's end.
Mm.
I need to." And he'll kind of run back behind, and you see he'll pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spell books.
Power word kill.
You think this nice individual knows power word kill?
He's just gonna be like, time to break out old, unreliable power word kill.
All right. Well, I've got some studying.
How do you spell Mafi?
M-O-F-I.
M-A-P-H-I? What?
M-O-F-I.
M-O-F-I?
Yeah.
This whole time?
I thought it was Moffy with a double F.
It's O-M-O-F-F-T-H-D-C-B-A-L-K-G.
Okay, we're not going back to the fucking Kuatoas. Sorry.
How do you spell that name? K-O-D.
Oh no, I made it clear. It's like I am not putting a name down until you spell it out for me.
Let me get it. Boom. Yeah, it's MLFI. Full name is Mafi Galapash.
Ah, cool.
Yep.
M-O-F-I? Gotcha.
And then if you want his last name, it's G-A-L-I-P-A-S-H.
Gotcha.
It's Mafi Galapash. But I'll do my studying, and I will see you all at your residence.
We'll be looking forward to it. This is what I imagine their dynamic is gonna be.
I'm interested. Why? Alright, so, unless there's anything anyone wants to do, we can fast forward to the night. Okay. So,
I was gonna ask how we gonna get in contact with Daywalker leader. Like, did we even get information about where he is?
well, nope, you have not, and, you do have somebody you can contact.
It's eccentric Red Dragonborn. Don't you want to talk to eccentric Red Dragonborn, Astral?
Am I going to be able to contact him?
Yeah, you know him. You can cast Sending.
I know him. Am I familiar with him?
Yes.
Alright, fine.
Okay, so you are contacting Galvarax.
Alright. What should I say to this guy? People around, everyone. What do I say?
Well, let them know. First off, apologize for the fact that we apparently didn't finish the contract, even though technically we did. Technically, we did do it because we were told to look for a group that wasn't really the group they were looking for. But first off, immediately apologize for that. Then second off, say we've been in contact with the Empire. They're willing to negotiate a temporary ceasefire. We need to talk with the head. Like, that's the basics. That's the...
You need to talk to the head. We need to talk to Bingus.
Bingus blast off.
Bingus, bingus.
Bingaloo. Balloon stuff.
Badingus, blingus, papingus, penis. That's what he's saying, Ezreal.
I'm writing a note.
Yeah, telephone.
Yeah, telephone, what are you saying?
Hang on, I'm writing it.
Telephone, work.
Ring ring, banana phone.
He took off his head!
Ring ring.
He took
Ring,
off his
ring.
headphones, he can't hear anymore.
Now we can finally talk about all the things that we don't like about Luke Marchese.
I know, right?
Luke?
He's
Is
such a friendly and
Gucci.
handsome man. Let the roasts begin.
Yeah.
Luke
Dude,
is
I
just
don't know
too
about-
cheesy for my taste.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can't be friends anymore.
You know that Luke? That son of a bitch Luke? Kissable face. Love him.
Shockingly cold adapted. It's really amazing.
Guys, I think I might have to kick him out of the campaign. Like, he's too good at Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
He's just too good at this game.
Remember when he
that play from that one time where he did the play and then he won the
Yeah,
game?
I was impressed that he learned the spell locate.
Yeah, dude, locate
Oh,
is
yeah,
such a
dude.
good spell.
Dude, it took like, what was it? It took forever for Nakax to create a spell, but then fucking Ezra was like locate.
And then, yeah, in 2 seconds, a new spell was born.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. But, Luke just kind of, he gets under people's skin a lot.
Oh, hey!
Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
just-
How are
Locate?
you guys doing?
We're doing fine, we're waiting for you.
What are you guys talking about, huh?
Nothing.
Locate?
Yeah, you're just talking about stocks, Nokia on the rise,
Yeah, dude. We
Yeah, have
gotta-
you invested in Dogecoin yet, Luke?
Man, that sounds like a good discussion. I wish there was a VOD I could look back on. See what
sorry,
you talked about.
I think the VOD's corrupted.
I think it cut off at some point.
I don't think
we're
it
gonna
like our
reset
talks
the-
of stopping the half-orc genocide going on and
Whoa.
West India.
Yeah, we were actually playing really, really heavy copyrighted music during that section that you were
Actually,
away. So it's gonna get muted. Sorry.
Oh, Luke, see, I'd love to show you the VOD, but going through Tuttle.
And
No, you need to.
Shut the fuck up.
Eric, Eric, you're missing the aluminum foil right next to your face.
Anyway.
How does, guys? Apologies for our absence. We're looking for a ceasefire. Need to speak to Daywalker leader. How's that sound?
You're the one sending it.
Yeah, you're the one sending it.
I'm asking for input.
I have no strong feeling one way or the other.
Okay, I was gonna say if Esriel's like, okay, here's how it's gonna go. Daytona's just gonna go.
All right, fine. I'll send it.
Okay, what did you say?
Apologies for our absence. We're looking for a ceasefire and need to speak to Daywalker leader.
Okay.
What's his extension? Oh, Eric Roach or something.
Uh-oh.
So there's a pause. Like, a couple moments of pause. Before the whole house fills with the sound of, hello? Can you hear me? Is this coming through okay?
We're doing this thing again. Fuck me running.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, hello, favorite few. It's been a while. You kind of abandoned our contract, but apparently you've been doing some good work for the Daywalkers, so I'll forgive it.
Apparently, we figured out your contract. We just didn't tell you about it.
Yeah, sure, we can go with that.
We'll explain it later.
So, you need to see the High Overlord for a ceasefire?
Temporary.
I will see what I can do to arrange a meeting. You have curried some favor for your duty, for your efforts in Swindon and defending Daywalker territory, so I'm sure he'll be willing to at least hear what you have to say. By the way, this is going through the whole house, so like it's like everyone, all your companions, like.
What's going on?
Nathan is like in the kitchen, like putting some dishes away or whatever, and just listening in, like.
You see, one of the barbarians is just in the bathroom, like doing a number 2, and he's just like, "What?"
How does plumbing work in this?
I wish to unsubscribe.
Where do we
Told
prove?
her that you would like to subscribe for
God
3
dubs.
years.
It's a chambers. You have a bath chamber. You have to clean
Yeah.
it.
Goddamn smart toilets.
All right. Masquerade ball. My first request. Second request. Working
Smart
plumbing.
Smart toilet.
So I'll
Third
do what I
request
can.
bidet.
I'll do what I can. Are you needing to be here immediately?
Yes,
As
but
soon as the
no.
better?
Yes. No.
Yes, but no.
Make a decision.
We are on a time crunch due
I-
to a certain circumstance
a-
that's been unveiled.
He will say,
Um,
"No problem at all. I'll be sure to. I will
we-
calibrate the teleporter, and I'll have you here in just a moment."
But we have other people in this house. Don't you do?
Empire's drafting a contract right now. It would be best if we showed up during that time so we don't go back and forth.
I see. Okay, just contact me when you're ready to come. And am I teleporting more than just you all, or?
Just us would be fine.
Okay. All right. Well, good to hear from you, and I will see you when I see you. How do I turn this thing off?
Have you tried setting it to Wumbo?
When? The button's stuck again. I need your help. Yes, I know that this is the 4th time this week. Now come help me.
I wonder if he realized he can take a hammer to it.
That's probably not a good idea, seeing as this is new technology.
What?
No, you.
Percussive maintenance can be a long-term solution.
What do you mean you can't? What do you mean you can't pull it out?
Should we? Is that something we can do on our end? Maybe.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Where?
Is he making sure to apply lubricant very slowly and delicately?
Yes. All right. You got it. Okay. Now you. And it cuts off there.
Hell yeah.
Woo.
One of my favorite NPCs that I've ever made.
Does he always do that bit? No, Nathan will be like, does he always do that with the whole?
There's been
hives?
2 other times that he's done this. I assume that it's the case. And he has a thing for moving parts. It's really hard to explain. There's like electricity crackling everywhere. He's kind of a weirdo, and he makes me exceptionally anxious for some reason.
You will hear. No, he's an engineer.
That's a word for it. Yeah.
I wasn't aware there were engineers in your time.
Huh?
He's the first I've seen.
Interesting. I may have to talk to him at some point.
Who do you think plans the roads?
Well, history. The history books only go back a couple of 100 years. There was no mention of this man, so I wasn't even aware that technologies were beginning to evolve this far.
Does it mention a dragonborn? Because it's not a man.
He is a man in the same way you are a woman, or points out he is a man.
You get.
He is male, is he not?
He is male.
And you are female, are you not?
Yes, I'm female.
Well, there we go. I don't see the argument.
Okay, sure.
As you guys are concluding this, there will be a knock at your door.
Open the door.
You will see standing there, in rather torn up clothing. You will see a very out of breath Ezekiel.
What? Is everything okay? What's going on?
Fine. Just getting used to some new things.
Is getting used to new things apparently like driving headlong through a bunch of trees? What the fuck happened to you?
I'll explain in a moment. Just let me catch my breath, please. And he'll come inside.
I'll blow some water.
Thanks.
You doing fine?
Talon will see this and say, "You okay, Z?" And he'll say, "Oh, you're already here." Yeah, I'm fine. Just like I said, I'm kind of getting used to some new things. He'll say hi to everyone and sit down, just kind of hold his head, rubbing his forehead. Sorry. I'm experimenting with new tricks, and it's a bit needs a bit of work. Anyway, how are you all?
Could be worse for wear.
Is he like hurt?
He's definitely beat up.
Okay, nice little healies to him.
Right? He'll kind of heal him up. He'll kind of stretch.
What kind of tricks did that?
Well, I'm practicing with learning further time manipulation. and it's pretty taxing to do.
Sounds like it would be.
Yeah. I haven't quite got it down just yet, and it's probably gonna take a long time before I'm able to accomplish what I want to. But I'll be fine for now at least. Is this everyone?
Not yet.
Not
All right. You guys have dinner?
We can get started on that.
Absolutely. Do you how are meat dishes for you, or are you vegetarian or whatever?
No, they're fine. Please. It's been a while since I've had a decent meal.
And Nathan will go and start
And
probably starting with like a sandwich and then like a tray of teas, because
you see Talon actually looks over at Ezekiel and says, "And whose fault is that?" He says, "Okay, yes, I'm away for long periods of time. It's important." He goes, yeah. And he kind of just rubs his head like a big brother would.
I am
Just
going
rubs his head.
to.
Stop.
I'm gonna tap Ophelia on the shoulder, and I'm gonna try to move her to the side a little bit.
what?
A thought kind of crossed my mind, probably very late, but did you guys say anything about Ezekiel in particular, about his relationship with Tremor, with me?
They're not related. I don't know. Why?
Okay, this is just me as a player, because I swear me as a player was like, Tremor said at some point to us in some orientation that Ezekiel was like, they had the same last name or something like that.
Yes, Malteris told you that. Malteris told you, yeah, him and not Malteris. No, this would have been I'm trying to remember who it was, but I do know that someone at some point told you that they share a last name, but it's not the same family.
Yeah, that's essentially what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that's essentially what Daytona's gonna ask, since still trying to catch up with everyone.
You might be mixing up. I had a theory that Tremor was a descendant, but that was
Yeah.
Josh.
So Ophelia can like explain it to Daytona, and Daytona's probably gonna get hung up and go like, "Wait, no, hold on. How's this supposed to?" And then get it.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, you would have been told that yes, though he has taken the name of Lord Tremor, it is not the same. It is not the same family.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are kind of setting up, Ezekiel will very hungrily eat what is put in front of him. So he looks at all of you and says, "So I presume those things are as strong as they're going to be at this point?"
Yeah.
Hopefully not. We're still kind of working on one more thing, and that'll depend on if meeting with the Daywalkers goes well. And if the meeting with the Daywalkers goes well, then we'll have a lot more. And if we don't have a lot more, then we probably have all we have right here.
Alright. Well, I'll manage it, I guess. I've heard you guys have been pretty busy.
Yeah. You know, demon lords, archdevils, all that good stuff. Fun. You know, sometimes I wish this was all over already.
I haven't had a chance to read a good book in months. The threat of terror looming over.
You have lots of books waiting for you here.
I do, and thank you again for that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want this to be done so I can just focus on what I need to do.
And what's that?
I'll figure out just how all this works. He'll like come to look at the clockwork symbol on the back of his hand. I still have no real idea how this whole time manipulation stuff works.
Maybe I can try helping you afterwards.
Maybe
Um,
if you want. Uh, and Talon will say, "Well, I mean, if you're gonna be traveling around, you're certainly not gonna go anywhere without me. You know that." Because Talon, we talked about this before, and he goes, "And I told you when all this is over, I'm not letting you throw yourself into harm's way haphazardly. You have friends, you have family, use them."
You know we're here for you, but don't you think you deserve a break?
I mean, as you'll say, I mean, I don't think so.
Well, I do.
The time for breaks was a long time ago. And now I have to figure all this out, and it's not exactly like there's a manual to all this, and whatever information I have found on it is sparse.
If that's what you think is best, but remember, if you keep going and going and going, without a rest, your body's going to choose a day for you.
Well, hopefully at that point I'll understand enough about my abilities that it won't have the ability to do so anymore.
And if I make a suggestion to you, Ezekiel,
He looks over at you.
I'm going to be casting Mass Suggestion, although it's only for one.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you're feeling about in regards to this, but for the rest of tonight, and even while you sleep, have a moment to ease your mind, eat, be with your friends, and enjoy the time. And when you wake up in the morning, you can get back to being stressed. You can be back to being you. But until then, it's time to ease up.
What's your spell save?
Spell save is 19.
While I appreciate the suggestion, Daytona, it's not exactly easy to put one's mind in a different spot, especially now, and I think me being on guard, at least as much as possible, even while I'm resting, is the best way to handle the situation.
You're really adamant about this, huh? You're not just going to let me help you. Not let them help you?
When you let things go, is when people start dying. So I apologize that I'm not of the same mindset as the rest of you, but...
Well, forgive me for not being of the same mindset as you. Not like I've had to deal with an entire town, my hometown, being destroyed. I don't relate to that. Oh no, it's fine. If he wants to be like this, let him.
Daytona.
Look, I'm not trying to get into an argument here. You've taken it one way and I've taken it a different way.
Exactly. We're not going to force anything.
Well, she tried.
We're not going to force anything. I'm saying this to Daytona.
All right.
Once all this is over, I'll have a moment to at least catch my breath, but the sooner I know more about how these abilities work, and not only just these abilities, maybe even how people come to have these abilities, then I can get a better understanding of how to manage them.
I can only dream of knowing what's ahead of me. I will not be having dinner. Have a good night.
Night.
You of the self-care talk? Not going to have any dinner? There are fresh chestnuts roasting on the fire now. What is... Leading by example is a thing you can do.
Well, one can lead by example, but unless someone's willing to follow, then there's no fucking point.
I'll take her some dinner later.
So tempted, but not casting mass suggestion on Daytona.
Chain it back. So as Nathan, as you're getting some help from Nadia and Xander with dinners and
me.
And every single shelf that's like, yeah.
But after some time of talking, around, you'd probably surmise you're around 9-10 o'clock. Getting some dinner, and there'll be one more knock at the door.
Yeah.
Hello.
Answer.
Grape?
You seem frightened. No, I'm joking.
You're a little ahead of yourself, David.
Grape?
Squeaks.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, you look down, you see Kenko goes hello, and then disappears.
From the future.
We'll call back to this.
I don't feel so good.
We'll call back to this moment in campaign 2 where Squeepsy is at the door and Trow opens it.
Future.
That's what Squeep says to Ezra. Future, and disappears. Ezra, what the hell?
Jesus Christ.
Did you see how we pranked those losers? Ding dong ditch always works.
Oh man, I don't know why, but like just the image of the next party just pranking the current party with time travel shenanigans. Oh. But anyway, you will see Mafi still with his frazzled white hair, no makeup on like he usually does, so his middle-aged features are definitely showing. He has a bandolier of spell books across his chest. He's wearing a very, very fine robe, and emblazoned into the sides and back are the symbols of the School of Illusion. You start to think this is probably a school jacket that he had. The shirt underneath is just a plain dark brown shirt. Very nice pants and boots. And on his shoulder, you see just kind of resting there. You see that there's a weasel that is just kind of curled around his neck. Its head resting on his shoulder. Its fur is this very brilliant white, and its eyes are pure gold, are almost golden. And Mafu will say, "Hello."
I almost didn't recognize you. Come on in.
It's been a while since I've been in any sort of uniform. No, walk in.
You wear it well.
Thank you. Hello everyone, and he'll go around and introduce himself to everyone, shaking hands. Prop himself up on a chair, and we'll say, "So, how are things going with the..." And as he's saying this, you'll hear one final knock at the door.
All right. I'm answering again.
You'll see an armored guard, and he has a scroll case in his hands. He'll hand it over to you from the Emperor himself.
Appreciate it.
Inside is, from what I've been told, you will find directions inside for where to go. And he will make his leave. Well, I suppose that answers my question. As you guys, as Ezreal returns, I assume you open the case. What's in the box, Ezreal?
Yeah.
It's just a big piece of paper that says cunt.
You open the box, and
This is for you.
there's a rolled up scroll. There's a rolled up scroll with the seal of the Emperor, with a wax seal of the Emperor closing it. There is a map that you guys kind of quickly pull out and unravel. And as you do so, they because you had not ever been there before. Let me get my map out really quick. Just so I can remember locations. I believe it's Forceford. Yes. You will see that the directions lead you to Forceford. You guys have never been there, haven't been there yet. But it is not too far away from Falkirk.
Alright.
You will see what looks to be another smaller scroll, which is just kind of tied off. And as you pick it up and kind of just look at it, it is a writ of acknowledgement with your names on it as emissaries of the Empire.
Cool. So,
Yeah. And those are
dinner?
the 3 things. Yep. You guys have your dinner.
Yes, we should talk to Daytona.
Okay.
I'll
So you-
bring up a plate.
If you will bring up a plate of food to Daytona.
Knock knock.
Come in.
I'll come in. Evening.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Got dinner?
I see that. Yeah.
Hi, hi.
I'm just bitter for today.
I can tell.
There are certain things that you think about, like, oh, things are just gonna go this way, and then it doesn't go that way. I shouldn't have exploded like that. I still have a few things of my old life still hanging on to me. Make choices for other people. That shouldn't be what I should do, but it felt right.
You can't help someone who doesn't want help. No matter how much magic you throw at them. But, while I don't agree with what you did, it was coming from a noble place, I think.
I just want to hear him keep going on and on about him worrying about shit. We're all worrying about shit.
He's a traumatized kid, and I really wish I had the skills to help him. But for now, we'll focus on the task at hand, and hopefully, after that, there'll be a chink in the armor that I can get through. Hopefully.
Also, given what he's talked about, I hope my body doesn't give out, or I'll know how to make it fucking work. Makes it sound. Yeah, I can say this in confidence. It sounds close to necromancy. You know what I mean? It's like he has plans for, like, not dying. Like, I've heard definitely stories about lichdom, and if he's doing some weird time shit to do something like that, like, I don't think that's cool.
No, it's not. I'm not sure that's what he's going for. I wouldn't think that of him, really.
Well,
I guess I knew him when when he was little.
I mean,
I've-
first impression I
I-
had of him was him putting a magic sword up to my throat at the mountains. So, like, I guess I just really don't know how far he's come.
He's gotten a little edgy,
Hmm.
but I'm sure he'd hate it if he heard me say this, but I still see him as that little kid. Sweet, innocent farmer's boy, you know? I.
I'm just mad that he has a plan. Go ahead. I still have no idea what I'm gonna do if we make it through.
You're welcome to come with me to Valadon.
I don't know. There are certain things that I still want to work, but there are things that are just broken in that train of events, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to really explain it. It's you've been looking down this one path your entire life, and then you get to a certain point and you realize there's no more track ahead of you, but you're still going. There's still momentum behind him. You can't really stop.
I know. I know how that feels. It's strange. But, you know, life rarely has one path. There's always something getting in the way, isn't there?
Thanks for the food again. I'll talk myself up, and maybe we can actually maybe we can pull this off. We should be able to. We should be. I'm good at this. I'm good at this. Why couldn't I convince him off? He fuck me. No, I'm not.
It's okay. We can do this.
Yeah.
You're the best talker here, but I hate putting pressure on you like this. But when you're ready, we've gotten the inscription. So we'll head out.
Well, I mean, it's not really so much my choice about being ready to head out. You're the one to call the guy, and of course, once you call him, he's going to.
I mean, I assume you guys are gonna spend the night sleeping here and then call in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
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 Well, it's David prep time.
So yes, I will act. To also clarify, yes, I will have the meal provided by Ezreal.
Okay. Right. So as the night, unless there's anything anyone else wants to do. Alright.
Maybe.
What do you want to do?
Me and Israel sleeping in the same room. I mean, I just kind of figured.
Okay.
Whenever she would come back in. So, how did Daytona?
Say it again?
How's Daytona?
She's okay. A little nervous. A little better. But I would be too. I was. Same thing happened to me. Although, at such a big scale. Rambling, I'm sorry.
Fine.
She's nervous.
We're all kind of in that boat, huh?
Yeah. I think it'd be strange to not be at this point.
I'm gonna go up and wrap my arms around her.
Yeah.
And plant a big one on them luscious Ezreal lips.
Aw.
I'll reciprocate.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you guys are kind of bedding down, getting ready, Ezreal sharing a moment, you lay down, kind of, enjoying each other's company, snuggling. You will hear a, hey, Ezreal, can I talk to both of you for a moment?
Do other people know we're in the same room together?
Well, Talon was listening in.
What? Okay.
It's time to blue ball goo. Let's go.
Alright. Let's answer the door.
Sorry, I don't mean to be interrupting. I saw you guys when you were coming in here. I just didn't want to bother the conversation. But there's kind of something important I needed to at least discuss with you two.
By all means.
May I come in? It'll only be a moment, and then I'll be out of your hair.
Sure.
Thanks. He'll come in and he'll just stand. I need to I want to ask a favor of you two. If after all this something happens to me or to Dad or the headmaster, can you guys keep an eye on Z for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Do
do
I
most
not?
of the others, but I mean, you two seem like the more emotionally available of the others. I'm worried if something happens to me, and I mean, Dad's getting up there, and the headmaster's busy, and I know Z wants to keep going and figure out what's going on with his abilities. And I just want to make sure that there's someone that's looking out for him.
Of course.
He's gonna run himself into the ground if nobody stops him.
I know.
Is there any way you can think of to get through to him?
I've tried. It was a lot of work. It's been a lot of work just to get him to where he is now. After everything happened, he kind of just shut into himself. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He didn't want to be around anybody. I don't know.
I went through the same thing.
And I don't know what changed, but one day he had a spark, and he started dedicating himself to learning how to use his abilities and how to fight. And I thought that was gonna be the end of it, but he just kept pushing, and he keeps pushing himself. I don't know. I feel like in a way he feels like he's responsible for all this.
Why?
Well, I mean, Tremor was interested in him from the start. And maybe I can't pretend like I understand everything going on in his mind, but maybe just the fact that he has the same abilities as him, he maybe drew a target, and by proxy he drew it to all of us.
Do you think maybe after all this he'll be willing to talk about it?
I hope so. I don't know though. I've tried to be as much of a family to him as I could. And I can only hope that things change. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it so heavy. I'm worried about him.
It's okay. So am I.
Anyway, I'll leave you two alone. I should get some rest, and I'll see you guys in the morning. And thanks.
Anytime.
And he'll make his way out and shut the door behind him. Which one of you guys can kind of go back to kind of taking a moment, but then going back to each other's company and eventually
Smooching.
smooching. Hey, I mean, or more if you guys want to take it that far. I'll still do the fade to black.
Let's roll for it. Heads
Oh
or
my
tails,
God.
Luke? I guess the odds are evens.
Evens.
We're doing it.
Yeah!
16.
We're fucking. Let's go!
Dude, the fucking Dragon Boy's like, why is this thing still on? Oh no!
Alright, so an evening is spent together.
Do I need to roll a percentile?
Actually, yes. Roll a d100.
100.
Does it help that I'm dexterous?
Yeah, can he pull out? Can he roll to pull out?
Don't worry, he'll just. Oh man, this is gonna sound really bad. I'll save it for later.
Okay. Let me,
Got dexterity saving throws.
You got dexterity saving throws.
It'll be a crossbow wedding once
Now-
Israel's family arrives.
You not one. Oh no.
Alright. Give me 1 second.
Poof.
Do we have any? This is me just kind of playing with it, having fun. But given what Sanctuary does, including the bonuses, is there anyone that would marry you before the big battle?
Can I marry myself?
You cannot.
Damn.
I believe it has to be like 2 willing participants or something. But there are bonuses for getting married.
The ceremony spell.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. All right. Sure. All right. So the next morning comes. You guys actually get a chance to sleep in today because you're not panicking and waking up at ungodly hours.
Yeah. Can I contingency before I go to sleep?
Yeah. What are you contingencying? What is
Or
your,
Luke
what is your
Spear?
secret? Oh, the Luke Spear.
So, when someone tries to cast power word kill on me.
Okay. Odaluke's, if power word kill, then Odaluke's Spear.
Pretty much. If power word kill, then Oda Luke Spear. Else continue.
Else continue.
Moment the first syllable that comes out, that bubble's coming up, baby.
If else commands,
Else.
I'm sure it's the coder's favorite.
Nah, dude, I'm writing. So I'm making a game based on contingency. It's called Yandere Simulator. So that's one of the statements. So it's pretty weird for the game, but you know, if it works, it works. It's just there.
But it doesn't work. That's the Under Simulator's whole thing, is that it doesn't work.
So how many flying steeds can I have, Eric?
1.
Well, my Pegasus is still alive, and my simulacrum is still okay.
So as you guys convene in the morning for breakfast, with all of your companions who are currently there.
Can I wish for diamonds?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna wish for a lot of diamonds.
Alright, so are you doing this in your room or at the dinner table?
In my room, like this is before like the day starts.
How much gold worth of diamonds are you wishing for?
What's the max on wish?
It should tell you.
I don't know. What's the maximum wish?
I'm looking it up right now.
Enough diamonds for time.
Let's see.
4,999 golds worth of diamonds.
You can create you can
25.
create one object up to 25,000 gold pieces worth of value.
I'm doing this in the backyard.
So you're just walking outside. There's Hornet the Pegasus just watching.
All right, so as you
Oh.
look to the sky and recite your wish, you see a flash of energy,
Mhm.
and then kind of materializing itself in your hand is about a diamond about that big.
How big?
It's big enough you have to cup it with both hands to hold it.
Okay.
Congratulations, you got the baseball diamond.
It is extremely. Even though it's as large, it is extremely finely cut. Like this is a beautifully crafted diamond. Basically, like something you would see. The size of it is something you would see kind of placed into like a meeting table, like right like as the centerpiece. But it is beautiful.
Okay, there you go, Luke. I'm diamond.exe now.
Right, so as all of you are having your breakfast, Ophelia will come in holding this massive diamond.
I'm gonna give it to Ezreal.
Israel, you are handed this beautiful, clear diamond, shimmering even in the faint light.
Oh my, Ophelia, have you been able to express your undying love in order to present such a wonderful totem?
Shut up before I fireball you.
You wouldn't dare in the middle of this room.
Well, thank you. Where did you get this?
Oh, you don't need to know. Let's see
I
here.
would like to very much.
Oh, you don't have to. It's fine. See, I got it for a discount.
Did you?
And given that she had to hold both hands, I'm assuming that's 10-finger discount?
Is that you get the thing and they pay you?
David, I have the American system. I have created money. I'm printing money, boys.
Alright. Well, as all of you prepare your equipment, prepare for the journey ahead, I think we'll go ahead and call the session here for today.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll pick this up next week. Check out our YouTube channel where we have everything. Join our Discord if you want to come yell at us. Yeah, till next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.